I think there's a huge opportunity out there, and as Tim said, I think that with me it's about the football. That's what I'm all about. I'm coming there to make a difference. I'm coming there to play football, and that's the biggest thing for me.
You know, there's been a lot of conversation about soccer in the United States of America, or lack of conversation sometimes. Where do you see soccer in the United States now with your arrival?
Well, I think soccer has grown in the States. I think over the last 5-10 years. You know, I was at the World Cup, and I actually saw Kobe Jones play in one of the games, and now I'll be playing in the same team as him. And you know, I think that soccer has actually grown a lot in the last 10 years. But you know, this is one of the reasons why I'm wanting to take this challenge up, because I'd like to take it to another level. Because you know, I'm a player that works hard on the pitch. I'm a team player. You know, people talk about that, you know, being the superstar, but I love being part of a team. I love being part of a team that wants to win and wants to play football, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And as I said, you know, soccer in America is played by so many youngsters, boys and girls, up to a certain age, and that's hopefully what I'm going to do by making a difference to, you know, the young kids, the young children that are playing soccer in the United States, you know, up to a certain age, and then they go into other areas. So, you know, that's my ambassador role that's going to come out while I'm being part of the MLS. You know, it's a very exciting challenge for me and a very exciting experience for my family as well.
Speaking of teammates, a bunch of them are here in the front row watching. Are you familiar with this team? Tell us about that.
Espérame, estoy grabando.
Well, I think they kicked me a few times when we played against them in LA a few years ago, and but you know, as I said, you know, I watched Kobe Jones before, and he's a name over here that a lot of people recognise, and of course Landon Donovan, you know, he's a big name in the States and also a big name in England, and you know, there's many other young talents in that team as well. And you know, as I said, you know, I can't be more excited than I'm saying I am to be part of that team, and hopefully passing, you know, my experience, because I've been lucky in my career as well. I've been, you know, gifted with, you know, great experience, from playing for Manchester United, for one of the best managers in soccer, to playing with some of the best teammates that I've played with, to have the experience of winning European Cups, Premier Leagues, FA Cups, you know, and then going into another team like Real Madrid with players like Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, Roberto Carlos, and just having the experience of playing for two of the best teams in the world. So, you know, hopefully that's what I can also pass on to my teammates. But, you know, I'm coming there not to be the superstar. I'm coming there to be part of the team and to work hard and hopefully to win things, and that's what I'm going to be all about.
You know, as a superstar on the world stage, you've probably been under the microscope as much as anybody in the world. And they're going to talk about your style of play, your style, and your abilities to play. What can fans expect from you, David Beckham?
Well, I think what fans can always expect of me is 110%. I work hard. I'm quite a good passer. I take quite good free kicks and corners, and you know, the biggest thing for me is the work rate. You know, I know Pele and other players, Beckham came over, Rodney Marsh, you know, George Best came over, you know, and I'm different players. I'm a different player to most of them, majority of them. But you know, one thing that you can always get from me is working hard and being a good team player. So that's the biggest thing, and hopefully a few goals would be nice.
As a team player, are you, I'm sure you are, willing to bring that international experience with you? Explain that and talk to them about how it's on the international stage.
No, without a doubt. You know, I think that, you know, I'm not saying coming over to the States is going to make soccer, you know, the biggest sport in America, because that's going to be, you know, very difficult to achieve. I'd love to say that would happen, but I think there's so many other major and great sports in the US, like baseball, like basketball, like American football. You know, it's hard sometimes to compete with some of those when they've been around and they've got the history that they have. But I think that soccer has got a huge potential. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in this project. If I didn't believe that I could, you know, make a difference and take soccer to a different level, then I wouldn't be doing this, and I wouldn't be signing the contract for 5 years. This is something that I believe in, and something that I'm actually honoured to be, obviously, ambassador of the MLS, and honoured to be part of the Galaxy. But as I said, you know, internationally, hopefully this could create something that, you know, we've all never seen before, you know, by taking it to a different level.
What's the buzz over there? Have you talked to other players? Do you think by your coming here, more European players will come to MLS?
That's possible, you know, but my move to the MLS is not, you know, so it creates other opportunities for other players to follow me straight away. My reasoning behind me coming over there is to create, you know, the opportunities, and also to give my advice to young players. Of course, you know, there's going to be times when some of my teammates might ask me about my experiences in European football, and the different teams and different players that I've played with. But I think that, you know, the thing that I can give out to children, you know, Tim's seen me working with kids before. It's one of my biggest passions in life. Despite obviously my own 3 sons, I love working with kids. It's the reason why I started up my academies. It's the reason why, you know, I spend every day trying to do something different, to work with kids and to see how happy, you know, we can actually, you know, make kids. And that's the difference. That's one of the difference that I wanna make in the US, and I think that there's huge potential for that.
How familiar are you with Los Angeles? You're coming to LA, Hollywood basically, and did that play a part in your decision?
I think it's always nice to live in an amazing city, and I think living in LA is going to be a great experience for my whole family. I think, you know, when we're making the decision, of course, you know, I'm married with 3 children, you know, and we're a very close family, so it was obviously a big decision for us as well. But, you know, it's a decision, and it's going to be a great experience for us, because we're going to move as a family. We're always together as a family, and, you know, we've been to LA a few times. My wife more than myself, but a few years back, you know, I came to LA about 4 years ago, I think it was, and, you know, I was walking around and I got a few people coming up to me and recognising me. But then I went back about a year ago, and I think I looked out the window in the house that I was actually staying in, and there was 45 paparazzi cars outside. So that was slightly different. But I realised, you know, I'm not as recognised in the US as I am around, you know, around Europe, around other parts of the world. But, you know, hopefully, you know, playing for the Galaxy will change that. But if it doesn't, then I'm there to play football. I'm there to make a difference for the kids.
Finally, did your friend Tom Cruise give you any hints about the paparazzi over here versus the paparazzi over there?
Yeah, he did mention it. Him last night. I was on the phone to him for about an hour last night, and then an hour the night before, because I'd phoned him and said there might be an announcement, and obviously I'd asked him for his advice as well, because he's a very wise man. He's a very good friend of mine, and, you know, to have his experience and to have him, you know, explain some things to me that to be prepared of. But he couldn't speak any higher than what he was saying about LA, and you know, that's going to be a big help for us to have friends actually when we arrive in LA.
Well, welcome to America. Tom Cruise and Hollywood, the paparazzi and the team and the fans are all waiting for you, buddy.
Thank you. As I said before, you know, it's a pleasure to be part of this, and pleasure to be part of the MLS, because I believe this league can go places, and so it should be, because there's a lot of people doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make soccer bigger in America, and I'm glad to be part of that. And to all the press, thank you for the support so far. It's been an incredible experience the last 2 days, bigger than I ever thought it could ever get, and I'm looking forward to arriving and doing the press conference and meeting everybody face to face. So thank you again, and I can't wait to see you all.
And Victoria and the kids are all ready to go?
Yeah, they're not packed yet, but Victoria, I'm sure,
it might take a while.
Outfits ready, and yeah, it might take a while with Victoria.
But all right, David, thank you very much. Thank you, we appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
David Beckham, new member of the Galaxy.